Now, members of the two chambers of parliament, that's the National Assembly and Senate, will resume their sittings tomorrow after a 2-month Christmas recess. Here is what awaits them during the third session of the 12th parliament. Okay, let's take a look at that and see some of the key issues they'll be discussing. First of all, the 2019-2020 budget preparation must happen immediately. The Treasury CS is expected to table the budget policy statement by the 15th of February or on the 15th of February that will outline the 2019-2020 budget highlights. If you have some questions about this, Stephen Leto will be giving us more details in just a bit. In addition, some of the other issues of discussion will be the IEBC amendment bill. Remember, the IEBC need new commissioners. The commissioners that oversaw the August election were 7. We now have 3. What will happen to the 4 gaps? The mechanism for the hiring of new commissioners needs to be discussed by Parliament, and that also coming up. The Statistics Bill 2019 is the year of a census, and an amendment to the Statistics Act of 2006 is required. And this Act of 2006 is the one that established the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics that will be overseeing this process. Again, we'll continue to give you more details about these bills as they are discussed and so forth in coming days. Now, this one is an interesting one. Ignore that heading. There was a proposal by President Uhuru Kenyatta during the anti-corruption conference to have a bill that bans public officers from doing business, especially business with government. And that's something also that we expect to see being brought by the Attorney General to the House. And of course, the President's address, the State of the Union. He will discuss, of course, with the leadership of the House when that will happen. But what is expected is that when he does give his speech, he will, among other things, outline the government's legislative agenda. Let's now bring in Stephen Leto because he will be telling us a bit more about what to expect. So let me now just cue him in for that. Stephen Leto, kindly give us more details in terms of lots of talking points for Parliament, but what must they focus on almost immediately?
Well, good evening to the Wahiga in the studio. Indeed, it is nighttime, literally the last night of sleep or by the bicameral parliament as they conclude their 2 months recess, as they resume their parliamentary work tomorrow. And it's all about money, money, money. You've just put it there that the budget policy statement is expected to be presented on the 15th of February. And as soon as that happens, being a critical process or a critical part in the budget making process, it basically means that parliamentary committees will be getting to work from next week to meet various state departments and state parastatals, state ministries to explain why they need a certain amount of money ahead of the 2019-2020 financial year. And so a lot is expected to happen, of course. And as a Parliament resumes its business, Wahiga, there'll be the issue of a supplementary budget that the executive is plotting or planning to present before the National Assembly. Of course, this coming at a time when the country is literally strangled by the debt or foreign debt, and that is what members of Parliament will be seeking to do, just cracking down the numbers and see how they are going to slash several ministries, including county governments, some amount to ensure that the economy stabilizes ahead of the next financial year. A lot of things expected, Wahiga, including the issue of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. Remember, census is coming mid-year, and as soon as that census is concluded, 2020, then the review of boundaries and election laws will again, kick in, and that will be the work of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. 3 commissioners in office, and the rest have resigned, and there is no legal framework to replace all those commissioners. And so those are some of the issues that we'll be following up. And very lastly, Wahiga, a showdown is again looming between or pitting Majority Leader Aden Duale and Gatundu South Member of Parliament Moses Kuria. Reason being, Wahiga, is that there is a plot to kick out Moses Kuria from 2 parliamentary committees, that is the Committee on Budget as well as the Committee on Transport. He says that we've seen him going to social media telling Majority Leader Aden Duale to bring it on. That battle, of course, will be shaping up tomorrow as members of Parliament will be resuming from recess. And of course, a lot of things, like I've mentioned to you, Wahiga, it's about money, money, money. But there seems to be no enough, or there isn't enough of it. Wahiga, it's back to you in studio.